Hi, welcome to my channel, Lux to O, and today I wanted to share with you some perfume temptations from Sephora. The first one I'm just going to briefly mention because I do have a dedicated review on it, and it is by Kilian, Angel Share on the Rocks. In this version of Angel Share, it is a lighter, fresher version. And I have a dedicated review on that and invite you to come and view it and then share your opinions with me. Kilian's Angel Share, I think it's nice. I think it's not really for me. I think this version with a little bit more lighter notes, I just think it's a little fresher and it's more what I would want to wear like in spring and summer and even in the fall. So that is a good one in my opinion. The second fragrance I want to share with you is my views on Rare by Rare Beauty. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talk about this one, and it is actually very surprising. I didn't expect to like it. In fact, I was not even planning to try it. But when I did, this travel size, I must say this is very nice. And let me read to you what the website says about the fragrance because it kind of sums it up nicely, and then I'll also tell you my impressions. This is a warm, decadent fragrance with a touch of spice. And it says it welcomes you with a creamy caramel and pistachio. We're seeing pistachio more and more, and I like the note of pistachio. Gives way to an unexpected duality of rich vanilla and spicy ginger. Then dries down to an earthy sandalwood. Bright yet deep, familiar yet unexpected. This is a fragrance that evolves with every passing moment, lingering for 12 hours. I'm not sure who they're talking about, but 12 hours, it does not last on my skin or linger. I will say the top notes of that caramel, pistachio, and pink pepper gives it that sparkling quality that we like from pink pepper, and also that creaminess from that caramel note. And it's actually a lovely fragrance from the very beginning. It's not even the opening that I just love so much. I wore it the other day. It is more the heart notes that I get that I enjoy. And in the heart you have the vanilla, ginger, and cocoa beans. And I do love those cocoa fragrances. In here I can't say I get a strong cocoa bean scent. I just see it. It might be very much subdued on my skin, but it's a very beautiful heart. And I do love ginger because it's just kind of that spicy. To me, it almost sparkles too, but that's my opinion and on my skin, and I do love ginger, both in cooking and also in smelling. The dry down, I think, is where I'm really loving it, because you do get that sandalwood, it says tonka bean and skin musks as well. And it is a lovely, light, smooth scent. And I think it's very easy to wear. I believe healthcare professionals could wear this as well, and I think it would not be irritating to any noses or to the skin. At least it isn't for me. I don't really consider this a date night fragrance. I don't know that it's got enough weight that I would consider it great for a cooler or cold weather date night scent at all, but that's my opinion. And I do think it is inviting. And I think it does encourage others to come a little closer to you. And I think this is a lovely little gem. And I would invite you to go to Sephora and really take a sniff on it. The words that I would use to describe this, 3, would be airy, appealing, and addictive. Very pretty, very surprising to me. I did not expect to like it as much as I do. When I finish this little travel decant, well, it's kind of a nice size travel decant. I think I will probably be buying a small bottle just because I don't need a larger size, but this is a lovely scent. I can't say that it's just extra special, but I can say it is nice. The next fragrance that I would tell you I absolutely adore is Chocolate Oud. This is definitely fall winter and it's unisex. That sprayer was not so great, but it's more of a squirter, not a sprayer. But I enjoy the fact with Kayali, and I've mentioned it before, I love the fact that whether you order a 100 ml bottle or you order a 50 ml or even this little 10 ml, it all comes with that nice presentation. You still get just an ordinary simple box, but I like the fact that they don't scrimp I've heard that it costs a lot to make this presentation in a smaller size, more so than what would be acceptable to a lot of businesses. But I am so glad that she gives you that full presentation in this 10 ml bottle, and it does not have to suffer due to the size or to the less expensive cost. It is so nice and delightful to find this shape. And I will say that I have even had this hanging on my tree. Not this in particular, but last year the Wedding Silk Santal. I had that hanging on my Christmas tree by a ribbon. Okay, that's excessive, but I did love it. This is a rich, dense, gourmand type of scent, but it's smooth with those oud notes. If you don't like oud, I think you'll still like this one. Very nice. It's sweeter and spicier in the beginning, and it also has some rum notes. I'm not always a fan of rum, but in here, it works very nicely. And as it settles on my skin, I do get a dark chocolatey quality, and it gives it kind of a resinous quality, really. Reminds me of the warmth of like an amber perfume. Not that I necessarily think amber is in here, but it is a beautiful fragrance. I would definitely, in fact, I was going to say buy a bigger bottle, but I actually think I'm going to return this size to Sephora and go on and buy their bigger bottle. 50 ml is I think what it comes in. This is just absolutely gorgeous. Some people mention smelling a caramel apple, and I can't say I get that on me, but I would love a caramel apple scent. But I do get that spiciness like with a warm apple pie. That may have a little caramel drizzle over the top. I love this, and it's not a barnyardy type of oud at all. If oud troubles you, then this is one I think you could easily try before you buy. Beautiful fragrance. 3 words for this Kilian chocolate oud would be golden, warm, and yummy. Now that was the hit. The second one is unfortunately not much of a hit for me. This is Kilian's Milky Musk Oud. It's musky. It's kind of like a satiny, smooth, milky kind of skin scent. It is unisex, and I can understand why some people may enjoy this scent, but honestly, there's something about the combination of notes for a milky musk oud that just makes me a little queasy. I'm not sure why it has such a negative effect on me, but I find it very unpleasant on my skin. And if it works on you, I'm sure it's beautiful, like many of the Kayali fragrances. I do have Commodities Milk, and I prefer it over this lighter wearing lactonic type of fragrance. I also have Blanche Bet, and I do like it a lot too. I think those are 2 lactonic delights to me, both the Commodity Milk and the Blanche Bet. And in Blanche Bet, I also get that delightful coconut note, which I am always drawn to. And maybe that's why it just works more pleasantly on my skin. I just wanted to share those 2 fragrances with you that I think are lactonic delights and work with my skin chemistry. You may find it works on you. It just is absolutely repulsive to me. I'm not opposed to lactonic fragrances, but this one is just not for me. The 10 ml is priced at $38, and the 50 ml of the Kayali Milky Musk Oud is priced at $140. Commodities Milk offers 100 ml at $155, and it's just a better value for money in my opinion and on my skin. If you've tried Commodities Milk and didn't like it, then you may actually find this one more appealing. It's just kind of sharp in here, and even in the dry down, I did not enjoy it. It probably is wonderful if you try it on your skin and you love it. It's just with my body chemistry, it does not work. 3 words for this fragrance is light, milky, and annoying. And I love so many of Kayali's, so that's not a slam about Kayali. I do find, gosh, most of their fragrances absolutely beautiful. The next fragrance, and the last one that I'm going to share with you today, is by Nest, and it's called Lychee Rose. This is a fruity floral that I think speaks of spring and summer. It's very feminine in my opinion, but if you're a gentleman who enjoys wearing roses, then this is certainly one that you may want to give a go to. I like the Nest fragrances, and I find their bottles to be very alluring in the designs. If you're familiar with the Nest bottles, and I'll pop a picture up of the full-size bottle, then you will also find this one very delightful. This is their travel spray, and I will say that the first time I went into, not the first time, but early days of going into Sephora many years ago, I was instantly drawn to their bottles. I remember when I went into Sephora many years ago and was immediately drawn to the Nest fragrance bottles. And I'll pop a picture up. And what I like about them is it features the prominent notes that are in the scent. And I think at that time I tried one called Verde, and it was a very green fragrance, but absolutely beautiful, and the bottle was too. In fact, at that time, my husband even commented on how pretty the bottle was. And I can barely walk past Nest fragrances and not want to find some that I take a sniff for. And I think the quality is in here. I think it's long lasting on me. And the ones I've purchased from the past were also very well crafted. This is a Lychee Rose combination, but to my nose, it is nothing like Perfumes de Marly Delina. If you like rose, then this might be a very good addition to your fragrance wardrobe. It's very pleasant. The initial impression to me was that it wasn't for me, that it was a little bit old-fashioned but fresh. However, as I've worn it, I found that it is more of a modern rose, and the lychee does die down on my skin and it becomes more of a prominent rose fragrance. But it's not an oud rose. I think it's very pleasant, and I really enjoy this one. The prominent notes in the fragrance, Lychee Rose, would be Rose Absolute, Lychee, Pink Champagne, and Raspberry. I know that would make me rush out and buy it. They sound like such an effervescent joy, and it is to me. While I find it very pleasant, it doesn't last as long as I remember a lot of the Nest fragrances lasting on me, with more of a moderate projection. But I think it is definitely worthy of being a signature scent. Just add the matching fragrance oil that Nest does offer, and you can increase the longevity. The 8 ml travel spray is very nice, and the glass is very thick, and for the price of $32, this is a lovely, lovely fragrance. Nest offers also complimentary gift boxes and ribbon with orders over $100. And with fragrance purchases, it's not hard to reach that price. You can also get it for a flat rate fee of $5, so it would make a lovely Christmas gift maybe. And I know I'm really early in saying that, but I also know people who have November, December birthdays. 3 words for this fragrance would be sparkling, romantic, and refreshing. And I have to show you the spray because I think they do a good job with the atomizers on the travel sprays as well. Very diffusive, and I think it's one of the best atomizers for a travel spray that I've encountered. Wonderful fragrance. So we've had a lot of success with this little box of jewels from Sephora. I hope you like this video. Please share your experiences with me if you've tried any of these or if you're interested in getting your nose on them. And I think Kayali's Milky Musk Oud just doesn't work for me, so please don't be offended because it probably works on you if you're liking it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next fragrance video, my fragrance friends. And in the meantime, please keep smelling divine. Goodbye.